Hello.
Hey, is this Vosh?
It is Vosh.
Alright, so I want to debate you on the privilege of women and how you portray incels in your leftist.
Yeah, I love talking about privilege. It's my favorite thing. Here, hold on. Let me turn your volume up a little. Can you turn the volume up a little bit on your end?
Yes, let let me do that.
There you go.
Alright, I did. Is it good?
You sound beautiful. Your voice is sonorous. All right, what's up, my friendo?
Alright, thanks. So I think what you're doing here is you're hurting leftists a lot with how you keep saying. So you think that women are not that women are privileged, like more privileged than men. That's what I'm gonna say.
I am
And I don't think
presently
this is
not of
true.
I am presently not of the opinion that women are more privileged than men.
I meant less privileged. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yes, I do believe that women are less privileged than men.
So how? How?
Okay, sure.
You do know
Oh yeah.
that women get dates a lot more than men. Don't you think that's pretty weird?
Yeah, that I think that there are some elements in which women are privileged over men. And I think that one of them would be that women generally have a little bit more autonomy when it comes to like their preferred like partners. Like they have a little bit more leverage when it comes to finding romantic or sexual partners. But that comes at a cost.
Yes, it's a very small cost.
Well, women are overwhelmingly the victims of sexual violence if we like dichotomize it between women and men. So I would
Men are sexually violent. I have sexual violence against me. You do know that, right?
I don't know anything about you.
Yeah, a lot of men actually do experience sexual violence. Most people do not know that.
I'm aware of the fact that men also experience sexual violence, but when I talk about statistics, I'm usually referring to what aggregate data refers to, not the individual
All right,
experiences of
yes,
people.
women are sexually violent more.
Yes?
Vosh, do you know why women experience more sexual violence? This is why. It's because they are wanted more. It's a trade-off, and it's worth the trade.
Okay. You said you've experienced sexual violence before, right?
Yes, a
Okay.
woman touched me without my consent.
Okay. How did that make you feel?
I didn't like it, but
Okay.
I mean, what's worse than getting sexually offended is having nobody there at all, which is what most men face in this country. Let me show. Do you know this documentary made by Nora Vincent in 2006?
I am not familiar with any documentary made by Nora Vincent in 2006.
It's a woman that pretended to be a man, and at the end of the documentary, she said that women are more.
Okay. Is is what am I supposed to draw from this?
Right. What's lay down the outline of the debate then? So what I'm coming from here, what do you think an incel is?
I mean, the term means involuntarily celibate, so I feel like it kind of speaks for itself. What does it mean to you?
All right, that's what it meant.
What specific takes do I have that you think are inaccurate or misrepresentative?
That women have it worse. That's like women are more biologically privileged and more socially.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, so let's, I guess, run down some numbers then, okay? So, women, on average, have a massively lower income than men do, especially at the higher ends. Like a very statistically significant difference in their average income. they're also much less represented in essentially every system of power that exists in our country. Whether that be politics, the upper echelon of business, whether that be positions of social or religious privilege, all that stuff. They're mathematically less represented in all of these fields. So these are
Yes, well,
things.
it's not a huge gap.
No, no. When it comes to social and political power, it's a huge gap. When it comes to wealth, it's a pretty large gap. When it comes to income, it is a somewhat smaller gap, usually because income isn't always reflective of the types of ways in which men disproportionately receive wealth. It very often has to do with inheritance, for example. So there are a ton of ways in which, statistically speaking, women are treated like way worse than men and have fewer life opportunities. In a social sense, women are less likely to be taken seriously in virtually every social interaction. There have been plenty of tests shown that, there have been plenty of surveys done to indicate that in situations where men and women are given equal lengths of time to speak in social situations, men will always assume that women overspoke. Even if that is mathematically not the case. So there seem to be a lot of ways in which, like pretty substantial ways, in which women are not afforded the privileges that men
Wait, no,
enjoy.
no, you made a bad point there. Actually, you do know that women are seen as competent, right? Like,
Competent.
as competent as men. I have a source of this.
I don't know what that.
Do you want me to put it in the Discord?
Sure, I don't know what that has to do with what I just said though, because I was mostly talking about
You
how they're
said that
treated.
people think that women speak too much, right?
Yes.
All right. Please ask the chat if they think women speak too much.
Why?
Because you never gave any data that you.
I didn't.
You did. You never.
Wait, I
gave
didn't
any
give data because I'm playing Cuphead. I don't know if my chat's opinions are going to be representative of the average person's. Mostly because my chat is probably by default going to be pretty progressive.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right. First of all, you know why women don't have many job opportunities? That's because they have the choice of staying home, which I would have. I would want that choice over
Wait, why don't men
having
have
a
that
job
choice?
because most jobs. No, they do not have that
No, I asked
choice
why don't men have that choice?
because that would be seen as feminine.
Why is it bad to be seen as feminine?
Because biologically, humans just do not like feminine men. That's the truth. It's
Biologically, you
sad,
say.
but that's
Well, let's think for a
yes.
second. So your argument is that men are not privileged over women, but you agree that socially it is generally considered to be the case that being feminine is bad. Do you see how there might be an inconsistency in those two positions?
No, masculine women are loved, unlike feminine men. Don't you
So,
think that's
right,
pretty
so
weird, though?
femininity is treated badly and masculinity
Only
is
for
treated
men.
well. Why?
Only for men. Only for men, though. People love a feminine woman as well.
Right, so why are feminine men shit-talked for being feminine?
Biology.
Well, hold on. There have been plenty of societies in the past that have had very different attitudes towards how men are supposed to behave. Tell me, what genome in our brain tells us that it is unacceptable for men to stay at home and raise children?
Look at the course of human history.
That's
What was
not, wait,
one
that's not an
person
answer to the
that was
question
fine?
I just asked. You said it was
I
genetic.
don't know the genome. I'm not a biologist.
Okay, do you want me to find a biologist? There is no such gene. It's not genetic. It's a social and cultural preference. Did you know there have been societies where it was considered to be manly for men to stay at home and raise the children? Do you think their genes were different from ours? Like they were a different species that just shared some
Wait,
phenotypical characteristics?
wait. What if he's? What's this society? I never learned this in history class.
Wait,
Sorry,
which
I'm not educated, but I never heard of this society.
feudal Europe? In feudal societies, villages stuck together to raise children, and it was considered the obligation of men to participate in that process. Men were farmers for the most part, after all. Those that came off to be mercenaries or had other, jobs that required their travel were a little bit different, but for the most part, it was considered to be a component of your chasteness and your virtue as a man of God to participate in the raising of your children. at the time, masculinity was very tied to the expectations of religion.
Yes. All right. But men still had to fight in the wars, right?
Wait, that's a pivot. We're talking right now. So why right now?
Sorry.
Why right now is it considered bad for men to stay at home and raise children?
Well, because of the surge of right-wing populism, right? Yeah.
Well, prior to the surge of right-wing okay, well, I would agree with you that it's conservatism, social conservatism, that mandates this norm. But so here we are. If society is mandating that femininity from men is bad, isn't this kind of an indication that women are the ones who are being maligned here? If being like them or being characterized as them is considered a vice?
No, it's more of like I don't know why you think this. Like feminine women are generally loved. The reason why feminine men are hated is because they're not as useful to the society that they live in.
Wait, why not? Feminine, wait, what do we mean by feminine? Because I'm just talking about staying at home and raising children. If a man stays at home and raises children...
That's not feminine. That's a feminine trait, not femininity
Well, I'm
itself.
sorry. Well, that's the original context in which we were having this conversation was saying that you also have the choice to stay at home and raise kids if you want to.
You do not.
Why
And
not?
because men are expected to be the leaders.
Wait. Why?
All right, no woman wants to lead a man. That's just the truth. I know.
It is...
personal
Wait,
experience.
that's not the truth. There are plenty of women out there with different desires.
What, like the whole 5,000 of women? Ooh, whoa, it's so cool, gosh.
What?
Yeah, like 5,000 maybe a million. It's not. It's very rare. That's what I'm saying. It's rare.
Wait, what?
It's very rare for that to happen.
It's very rare to have a woman who wants to lead men.
Yes, it's very rare.
What do you mean by lead
a
men?
very small percent. All right, sorry. It's very rare for a woman want to lead.
What do we mean lead men?
I mean, like a reverse relationship. That's what I mean. It's pretty obvious.
But we're talking about a man staying at home to raise children.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you're not. Wait, that doesn't mean
is.
you're the submissive in the relationship. Just it's raising children is just a part of life.
Yeah. Right. Being the submissive of the relationship is impossible.
What?
All right.
What's impossible?
Being the submissive of the relationship if you're a man.
What do we mean submissive? I'm just trying to talk about staying at home to raise children.
Yes. That's a look down trait. Do you think it's not?
We just agreed.
It's a look down trait today.
Okay, why is it a look down trait?
Because it's feminine. That's why.
Wait,
It's seen
okay,
as feminine
why
in
is it
today's
feminine?
society.
It wasn't always considered feminine. Why is it considered feminine now?
It's because that's how society evolved. That's how the culture evolved.
Okay, why?
Because in the 1800s, women were the ones that stayed home while the men went to work in the factories.
Okay,
And we
so wait,
evolved off that.
just because has been the case historically that men
Yes, and
tended to go out and
goes
work and
in that
women tended to stay at home, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a moral good. So why did we stick around? Why do we stick to that characteristic?
Because we live in a conservative society.
Okay, so we agree on this. So social conservatism, you agree, social conservatism is a force which is inhibiting men's ability to live as they would
Yes.
like to.
Yes, I'm a leftist.
Okay.
Like-
So you do realize the only reason everything we've talked about now is pertinent is because of misogyny, right? The only reason...
Oh no, I have a lot more.
Wait, but the only reason that everything we're talking about is the case is because it is considered to be womanly to child rear in today's society, and our
No,
society,
that's not the only thing. There's a lot more with like
and that is wrong
men
to be
being
feminine.
seen as less attractive. Men
Wait,
being
what? Yeah,
have
but
to be
that's also a
confident
product of
while
society. Wait, we're going in circles here, though.
yes, Voss, you know how many times you tell incels to just be confident?
I've never said just be confident. I've said confidence
Yes,
helps, which
in
it
a lot of
does.
your incel videos, you're just like, yes, just be confident,
Confidence
incel.
helps. I don't think I've ever done like the just be confident forehead meme. I usually I recognize that this is a difficult thing for people to do.
Yeah, I, yes, you do.
Okay, what do you mean? What do you
You
mean
know
when you
what?
say that I tell people to just be confident? Do you
In your
think that I
videos,
like
you're like,
dismiss how hard it can be to?
no, you mention how hard it can be, but you always say, but despite that, you should still work hard. And
Yep.
like,
What's the issue
I
with
think
that?
it should be on the woman's responsibility.
It seems you've gone AFK on us. We went ahead and moved you to the AFK channel. You can't move me to the what? Hello?
Yeah, hello, you
Yeah, I
cut
don't
out
know.
there.
Discord just moved me to the AFK channel for some reason. I don't know why. I'm clearly using
Alright.
the program. Probably just like a little bug. I don't know. All right, please
So
continue.
did you
I
hear what I
missed the
said?
last 10 seconds of what you said.
So I said that I think women should be raising you up from your sadness instead of you just doing it yourself. That's what men do.
Why are women responsible for your mental health?
Because they're fellow human beings, just
Wait,
like
wait.
you and me.
Okay, and they're human beings too. Why aren't you dedicating your life to amending their sadness?
Because I don't want to.
Wow. Okay, why do you think they're not helping
No,
you?
women, no, men have to do it. Women do not. They have the choice. Like, there's a
What?
reason why
Wait,
I'm an incel, not just
men
because I
do
want to.
not have to give a shit about women's feelings. Please trust me when I say
Oh,
this.
yes, they do.
Okay,
That's what we're
as trust
supposed
me,
to
as
do.
a formerly shitty dude, I promise you there is no relationship whatsoever between like living as a man and giving a shit about women's feelings at all. Nobody expects you to. In fact, there's already a pretty large societal expectation that women cater to the feelings of men. Have you heard of the term fuck, what is it called? Emotional labor?
Men do emotional labor
Yeah,
all the
everyone
time.
does. No, everyone does emotional labor. It's not exclusively a thing that men are
All
going to
right.
do.
You know why women are expected to do emotional labor? Because they are biologically better at social.
You realize you're talking to an exceedingly charismatic person, right? I don't think so. I think that we're all capable of
Yes,
socializing.
I have a source for this actually. Here,
Wait,
let me put it in the Discord.
do you have a source that that women are intrinsically more sociable, or that they're socialized to be more sociable?
Yes, they are intrinsically more sociable.
Is
Let me
what
put
is
it in
this
the
like an Evo
general.
psych link?
No, it's verifiable. Let me put it in the general. Uh,
Okay, I'll take a look at this. In general chat?
yes, let me get.
Just let me know when you've posted it.
All right, I got it.
Okay. The female brain reacts more strongly to pro-social behavior. Behavioral experiments show women are more generous than men. Now, research has been able to demonstrate the female male brain's process pro-social behavior. For women, pro-social behavior triggers a stronger reward signal, while male reward systems process more selfish behavior. Wait,
So this shows us that women are
wait,
just superior biologically in
doesn't
this
this
area.
doesn't this challenge the red pill? Wouldn't the red pill say that the female
I'm a
brain?
black pillar.
Okay, but
I'm
would
a black pillar.
Okay, but I'm just like out of curiosity, the red pill types usually argue that women are most impressed by shows
Red
of
pills are
selfishness and power, not by shows of
red
generosity.
pills are like cucks, dude. Red pills are cucks. Like
Okay, wait.
unironically.
So, in the article you just linked me, Even if these differences are evident at the biological level, Schutschek warns against assuming they must be innate or of evolutionary origin. The reward and learning systems in our brain work in close cooperation. Empirical studies show that girls are rewarded with praise for pro-social behavior, implying that their reward systems learn to expect a reward for helping behavior instead of selfish behavior. With this in mind, the gender differences we observed in our studies could best be attributed to the different cultural expectations placed on men and women. So with that being said, why exactly are women responsible for helping you out of your mental state?
Because they're so much better at sociality. Like, I know this from experience. I was bullied my whole life, and many men could say the same. Go check any incel forum. This is not like an anecdote. Like,
What you
you
have
are
shared
like,
with me is by definition an anecdote, but I can
no,
work with your
you are like
anecdote.
the top 5% of men. You may say that you're not, but you actually are.
I'm
You're
not
like
in the top
6'1".
5% of anything these days except for YouTube channel growth, okay? That's what I've got. So, okay, listen. I don't think that just because even if we take what you say to be the case, like women are socialized to be more social, sure, okay, I recognize that, I respect that, and it's in all likelihood, yeah, women are probably a little bit better on average than men at like helping people with their problems. A lot of people prefer to have female psychiatrists or doctors. This is largely due to social or cultural
Yes.
influences, but it's still a thing that exists. I can respect that. With that being
Right.
said,
No, actually, that's actually wrong. But I have another source for this. Actually, this one's actually better.
what
It's
does
that.
it say? Hello?
Sorry, I'm getting the source.
Yeah, just wait. What does it say? This. What?
That people are happier when they're talking to women.
But I'm agreeing with you. But
Oh, all right.
yeah, I'm agreeing with you because we're socialized to believe that women are like better receptors of emotional intimacy.
No, women get happier talking to women as well.
Yes, I'm not just saying this is a men or women thing. Women are taught to be more amicable socially, and we are taught collectively that women are better receptors for feelings. That's why women complain about emotional labor so often, because there are a lot of dudes who don't know how to process their feelings, so they just find a girl and open up and just expect the woman to like do all the work for them. That's kind of what you're doing here.
I don't understand this emotional labor argument. Like, I have to emotional labor back when I was with my friend group.
Wait, what do you mean you don't understand the emotional labor argument?
Like, men have to handle emotional labor just as much as women.
I'm pretty sure I can find studies indicating that women are subjected to expectations of emotional labor far more. You're doing it in this conversation. You're saying that because women are better at socialization, that you think you're entitled to their care. So that's like so anecdotally, like it is already the case that women are subjected to far more severe expectations of emotional labor than men. But with that being said, again, like, why do you think that you're entitled to their help? Don't you think that helping yourself would probably be the best way out of this situation?
You can't just help yourself. You're one
A woman
person.
can't, dude, a woman can't just help you with your self-esteem problems. It doesn't work that way.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't. I promise you they can't. Nobody but you can fix those.
No, you work together. That's what relationship. There's no point being in a relationship if the other person's not going to do any work.
They're going to do work. That work just isn't going to help you with your brain state. Your brain state is
Yes,
your
it will.
problem. No, I'm really sorry, but
Wait, so you're saying that relationships will not improve my mental health or any other incel's mental health? Is that what you're trying to bring
yes.
forth?
Yes, 100%, yes. Your issues are with insecurity and entitlement. Your issues are not with a lack of partnership.
No,
I promise you, okay? I swear to God, I promise you, this is absolutely
no,
true.
you know why? All right. So there's a socialist woman called Mary Marcy that says that women are more conservative. This is That's why people like me and a lot of other incels are hated. Is because women are more prone to be more conservative.
Okay, okay, for one, more women vote blue in America than red, so I don't know what they're referring to exactly, but you have completely pivoted off the point. I promise you. This is one of the things that frustrates me about the incel community. It's they cling to this belief that
I'm
all their problems would be solved if they could just like get a girl to like them. It's not true, trust me. I used to have self-esteem issues personally. I did, believe it or not, and they were not at all solved. In fact, they were worsened by having a relationship because all of a sudden I was now subjecting a second person to my insane level of internalized rigor, you know, and internalized doubt. It doesn't fix it. It doesn't do it. There's no like magic bullet like. There's no pixie dream girl. It just doesn't work that way. You either learn to live with yourself
I
alone
don't want.
or you suffer.
I don't want a chick. All right. I
Huh?
just want. I just want somebody that's actually good.
Yeah, and I wish you luck finding someone good. It's just not going to fix your problems.
But
I promise you it
you know
won't.
why? You know why people? Right? A lot of women hate trans women. It's because they're conservative. Right?
Whoa. That's a wild pivot right there. Again, all evidence I've
No, it
seen.
has to do with what I'm saying. It has to do with what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, trans women are hated a lot. The most hated group of all time is
I
because people see them as feminine men, even though they're not men. But people see them as that. That's why they're the most hated group of all time.
I don't know if they're the
And like,
I don't know if they're the most hated group of
and
all time, but
trans men are pretty much just invisible. Like people do not even see them for some reason. And
okay.
that's because, well,
I don't know if
they're transitioning to something that nobody cares about, which is men.
I don't know if they're the most hated group of all time. You
Yeah,
are
trans
right.
women are
You
definitely the
you
most
are
hated
you
group
are
of all
right
time.
though that the reason why trans women are subject to a lot more social animosity is because a feminine man is more despised in the minds of many, especially conservative people, than a masculine woman, which is unfortunately what trans women and trans men are to these people, respectively. I don't disagree with that, but I don't know what it has to do with.
If you recognize that, then why don't you change your ways? You make fun
What
of
do you mean?
short men all the time.
Wait, what do you mean change my ways? Wait, what did that have to do
You
with
make fun
anything?
of short men all the time.
I feel like I don't make fun of short men.
Right?
Wait, chat.
You
Back.
call
Wait,
people betas.
I call people. When I say people are betas, I say it in a Jesse Lee Peterson voice, and I call them beta male, and I say it usually like
All
no
right,
matter what
all
they
right.
are or
Sorry,
what
I
they've
wasn't.
done.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. Sorry. It was a joke, like the female jokes.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm a
sorry.
big fan of my femoid jokes. But you know, when I call like a person a beta male, I'm not actually impugning their masculinity. Like it's just me like reciting a meme.
All right.
I've said it to
As
I've said it to
long
women.
as you say that, so that everybody knows that. Like I don't think everybody knew that.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, to clarify, it's just something that I say because Jesse Lee Peterson says it, and I think it's funny, and it makes me happy when I say it. I usually say it when I feel like people are being cowardly in a debate. But I'd say that about anyone, regardless of their gender.
So let's get back on topic. We're talking about how women are, females are very biologically superior in many areas. Like, did you
I don't think women are biologically
you know that
superior.
the more women are asexual?
I,
I want to be asexual.
I'm
But,
sure you do because it would free you of a great burden, but I don't really think men or women are
no,
like
I wanted to be asexual ever since I was a child.
I I mean, you can always get chemically castrated. There are states where you can do that, I'm pretty sure. But regardless, though, um,
That's just an example of how women are biologically superior.
I
Some
don't think
areas.
that makes women biologically superior. And I've actually read studies on how the reason why women are often like conditionally less interested in sex than men are because of social stigma rather than because they're biologically not interested in sex. You know,
Right.
like because
I'll
women
go
are.
first back to the documentary this previous. So that woman that pretended to be a man said that male sexuality is more of a need than like a want,
I
and she's right. She's right.
Listen,
But
I've just known a lot of really horny women. So I don't know. I've known some crazy fucking horny women, and I'm pretty sure they have.
but they're nowhere near as horny as most men. Like,
I don't
let's be
know. I don't
honest.
know about that. I, I don't have any data on that. We don't know biologically what people are inclined to. All we know is what they're socialized into being. We can't really
Yes,
distance.
that's why we take big like data points from it. Like
We get
everybody
big what?
everybody will agree that men are more horny. That's why they're
No, I don't
focused on
agree with
sex
that.
All right, compare a female novel with a male novel.
Wait. I don't care about nature. Nature is irrelevant. All sex in nature is rape. Okay, we're talking about human beings here, where we're capable of consenting. I understand why females in
Yeah,
nature would be less
yeah,
interested in sex.
why? Yeah, that's messed up. Why am I like? Why am I more? Why am I supposed to rape people? I don't.
You're not supposed to rape people. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. You're
No,
supposed to find people who are
biologically,
into you and you ask them if they want to have
like
sex.
a lot of people say that men biologically want to rape women. And I don't
Wait,
like
no, wait. What do you mean a lot of people? What does that mean?
like a lot of women and men say that. Just that
I
men
don't
are
wait.
more
I don't care what people just
biologically.
say. Like that's not relevant to me.
All right, I think I have a source in this. I could be wrong.
Okay,
Let me.
wait. Is it a biologically deterministic source, or is it something like, hey, people are socialized to believe this?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. So, uh, so it says
It says what?
uh, this is how women have rape fantasies. You know why they have rape fantasies? It's because of back then in the caveman era, men just raped women.
Wait. Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna have to settle back on this one.
I know it's
Okay.
bad. I know
Wait.
it's
Do you know what a
bad, but
fantasy is in a psychological sense?
it's like it's like a daydream, right?
It's a product of socialization. We're, we aren't like
Wait,
tyrannid. Like we.
how is this socialization? Please explain. I'm actually confused here.
Should I like run down all of my fetishes and like we can argue whether or not they're biologically deterministic or whether or not I had an experience at some point in my
Fetishes
youth?
are definitely biologically deterministic.
No, they're not. There's no evidence to suggest that from what I've seen, like in the slightest. People have sexual proclivities usually because they're a way of processing certain preferences or emotions that they had like earlier on in life. So, for example, one of the reasons why women have rape fantasies so often, like relative to men, I guess, which they do, it's a pretty common thing, isn't because like of a biological inclination towards wanting to be raped, but more so a way of processing the dichotomy of social expectation placed on them versus men. Women are taught to be domestic, quiet, subservient, and servile to men. So it makes sense that their sexual fantasies concerning men would reify those social expectations.
So you're telling me if men and women were treated the same socially, uh, they wouldn't be as like a big gap.
Yes, I believe that very strongly, and the
fantasies.
data seems to indicate that, yes. The social constructionist like element of gender indicates that like many of the behavioral differences between men and women are like 100% cultural. Now there are probably still some biological differences. Like maybe if men and women were treated like completely the same, maybe there would still be some statistical differences. And there are still some biological differences between us, like men tend to be like larger, you know. But I think for the most part, these big like social
That's one of them.
walls
Like,
would break away.
don't you think that men are a little bit too big?
I don't know what you're talking about. I like being big. What do you mean?
Like men are like, you know, it's not. You know how like the world gets less interesting the bigger you get, right? Like taller, the bit taller you get, the less interesting life is, right?
I think that has more to do with you growing older than you getting taller.
No, it's both actually. I've been affected by that. It's not very fun. That's what I have to say.
Wait, so are you telling me that like Peter Dinklage still like sees the world through the eyes of a child because he's like,
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, why do you think that? That sounds like silly.
because you said something silly. You said there's some sort of relationship between our perception of the world and our height.
No, it's a very small one, but it exists. That's what I'm saying.
I'll have to take your word for it. Listen, okay,
Right.
listen.
All right. Do you want to get back on point? Because
What was? I feel like there never was a
all
point.
right. When we dropped the black pill on it, and this is like the economic pill.
Okay, what are we talking about? I'm ready.
Women look at.
What the fuck? Why does Discord keep fucking throwing me in the AMA channel? Sorry. Hello, I don't know why
Right.
Discord's being
So I was
shitty.
going to say that women look at economics the most.
Yeah, yes, women are socialized to prefer, like, a well-off man. Yeah.
Why do you accept this?
What do you mean, why do I accept it? I don't. I'm a gender abolitionist.
But then why do you right? Right. So you aren't much different than how most men treat other men.
What do you mean?
That's basically the point.
How am I?
See,
Wait, in what way am I not different? What does that mean?
right? From what I've seen from your streams, while you do good leftist points, you do like promote that all men have to be like this, like Chad.
I don't think I've ever
With
suggested
like,
that. The only characteristics I say everyone should engage in, I don't consider them to be gendered. I think everyone should be virtuous and kind and honorable. But I don't think those are gendered things. And I certainly wouldn't expect like a man to be those things more than a woman.
right. I think like the point of this debate is I want you to bring forth the black pilled ideas.
But I'm not black pilled at all. I agree that there are sociological
And
issues
black
right
pill's
now.
the science pill.
The black pill is not the science pill.
Right. Do you know why there's so many lonely men out there and women are completely fine?
Well, women aren't. Everyone's being affected by the increase in loneliness, but it's true that men are affected by it more. Give me your interpretation.
Yeah, I tell you, I've been personally, women pretty much bullied me my entire life, and that's because I wasn't like the average male. And I think many people in your chat can agree. Like,
Bullies
so many
exist?
of us have been tortured through life, and like people don't like talk about it at all. They think that women have less economic power, even though they have more biological
Wait.
power.
I don't think anyone has ever made the argument in my chat or my community that women can't bully people. I'm pretty sure women do. It's bad when women do it. It's bad when men do it.
Both sexes and genders bullied me a lot, but women bullied me more.
I don't know how to process this anecdotal information.
No, this is not anecdotal. Ask anybody in your chat and they will agree.
Okay.
Like,
well, wait. You've given me one anecdote. I'll counter. Okay. The very, very minimal bullying I got during a short period in middle school was from men, not from women. So there, I countered.
That's because you're a Chad.
I promise you, whatever you may think of me, there was nothing even remotely Chad-like about me back in middle school. Okay.
How tall were you?
I have always been tall. I promise you that is not the be-all, end-all.
Your face?
I don't have pictures? Fat and acne-ridden? I mean, I don't know. What do you want? I had a bowl cut.
So you're average. I'm just going to guess that you're average.
Sure.
Yes. See, I was below average.
Okay, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
In looks and in mind.
Okay.
I'm not like an autismo or anything, but like,
we're all autistic, my dude. All of us. Everyone.
There's nothing wrong with being autistic, by the way. Like,
Well, I am
if anybody
autistic, so
in that,
I
that
agree.
autistic, don't let anybody like try to kill you or anything. Like,
Okay, I
so,
I feel like we've been moving in circles for a little while now, so I would
alright,
like to, if I could, impart some final information on you, and it would be
alright.
that.
Just let me bring out my final. This
All
is
right,
my
okay,
final.
bring out your final.
So this is very important because this could spell the end of leftism all over America. This
That's
is going back to trans women, right? Like, this has to be biology. Like, why would even like centrists, most centrists I talk to, hate transgender people?
wait. What about trans people?
Like reason with trans women, even though, alright, not to sound like I'm going circles again, but trans women are women, but
But
most people see them as men. Biologically, most people see them as men,
I mean, it's
and
true.
that's why they
Trans
get hate.
acceptance has a long way to go
Yeah, and that's why the left is falling. It's because of that one point.
because of
And if we
trans
don't find a
people.
way to like to take to like give men and men more privilege, like the close. You know how like in the coronavirus they talk about flattening the curve. It's the same thing, but for like women's privilege.
Wait, what destroys leftism?
Transgenderism. That's why we gotta flatten the curve with privileges. We gotta give
How
men
do
more
trans people
privileges.
destroy leftism? Sorry, I'm just not
Well,
putting two and two
because
together.
biologically, trans people are not liked, and that's because
Wait,
of mostly the
biologically,
feminine
you're
men.
not like me.
I meant not feminine men, but
What
the
is,
women
wait,
that are perceived as feminine men. Sorry, I'm sorry.
oh, okay, of what relevance is this?
I'm saying this is biological.
What is
You keep claiming
biological?
this is not biological.
What is biological?
That hate for people perceived as feminine men.
Yes, there is no biological impetus for us to hate feminine presenting men or trans women. There's no evidence
Really.
to indicate that. We were socialized to do those things.
All right, so you know the hunter-gatherer area, the hunter-gatherer era. Guess who were the
I've heard
hunters?
rumors about it, yeah.
Guess who were the hunters, Ross?
Both sexes.
No,
No. You're
no,
no. I actually have looked up this point because
no,
I knew
no.
one
It's
day I'd
not
be
both
arguing with
sexes,
Evo
Ross.
Sykes. Yeah, males and females back during the hunter-gatherer era both
No,
participated. It wasn't just men or males or whatever.
I never heard this in history class.
Okay, wait.
In
Okay,
high,
I don't care what you heard in history class. Maybe there was some statistical deviation, like maybe like 60, like 20% more males participated in the
yes,
huntering, but like
guess
both
why?
participated in both.
You ought to, because men were seen as the more dominant
No,
class.
not because men were seen as the more anything, because males are physically stronger than females, and they had a biological role that was slightly preferential towards hunting. But it should be noted, hunting, back in those days, humans did not hunt by wrestling tigers. Humans hunted by finding game and then outrunning them. Humans are the best long distance runners on the planet. Both men and women are capable of approximately equal levels of strength in that regard. So they were both capable of participating in the hunting process. I'm not
Alright,
arguing there's no physiological difference between males and females, but like
alright,
the rest is social.
alright. Oh, alright. I think I got you this time. So here it says that men and women have different brains. I have a sources. Let me put it in.
Hmm. Well, I know there are slight differences physiologically in our brains.
And here's another black pill I got for you. And this has to do with the same point. I'm not like doing circles.
Wait, what's the black
This
pill?
one said that tr- trans women have more similar brains to males than females.
Wait, I don't. This is irrelevant to me. Gender is a social construct. I don't.
This is just to show that biologically there's a big difference.
Wait. There is a difference between males and females.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. What does any of this have to do with the left?
Do you know, like, being a male is like being cursed?
Oh wait. What does this have to do with the left?
Oh, this is the final point. I went past the leftist point. You never debunked it.
Debunked what?
That transgenderism is what is putting the left down. Even though
wait, I don't have to debunk a point if you don't make the point. You never made an argument. You said transgender people are putting the left down, and then you started talking about hunter-gatherers. I don't know what the connection is.
That biologically, this is the point that's bringing down the left. That's
what? Wait,
that's
wait, what? What do you mean? Are you suggesting there's like an incorrect point that's being made? Like there's a factual inaccuracy?
No, that's not. I'm saying that people biologically dislike trans people.
No, they don't.
I said this a million times.
But they don't. You failed to substantiate that argument. Do you know what biologically means?
Yes.
Okay.
It means you're born with it. It's like DNA.
Okay. So there is no DNA in our body that makes us dislike trans women or feminine people with penises or whatever other associated characteristic you care about.
All right, let me look. All right. This is from 1999. So it's not like modern day. It says that women like dominant more than submissive men.
Okay, that has nothing to do with biology. And also, that has to do with wait. Okay, there are so many things wrong with this. I'm really sorry. I can't let you keep saying stupid shit. Okay, for one, that has nothing to do with biology. That has to do with social construction. There's no way that study could possibly find a biological root to that. For two, trans research was nowhere near its current place in 1999, so I'm not sure if it even accepted the state from that. Wait. No, we're not even close. For three, liking somebody in a sexual context.
You cut out.
Okay, wait.
You'll have to look.
Could
you restart? You cut out.
Okay, I will go back over it. First of all, 1999 probably isn't a recent enough article date for us to have refer anything concerning trans people, because trans research has come a league in the past 20 years. Second of all, that has nothing to do with biology. There is no way a study of that type could ever possibly account for social influences. It's merely a product of what we are, not how we were born. Thirdly, people's preferences in a sexual or social context has nothing to do with moral epistemic or like social truth, and everything to do with our personal preferences. I'm not arguing whether or not like a cis woman is more sexually attracted to a trans woman than a cis man. Like that's not relevant to what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is the idea that the left is perpetuating some kind of untruth, which we're not. The only thing social
that's not what I'm saying. The left is actually completely right. I'm saying that there is
no biological evidence to indicate that people don't like feminine men. It doesn't exist. If you look, please look. I don't have a history degree. Please look throughout history. There are so many ways in which previous societies not only tolerated but lauded characteristics that we would today consider feminine in men. The Greeks, the fucking Indians, the Imperial Chinese. I can't. The Tibetans. I can't go through all of them. But like I encourage you to look through these societies. You would be amazed. Everything that we have today, all the shit we do when it comes to how we treat men and women, all of this is a product of completely arbitrary social standards. And we fight against those social standards. So we're on the right side of history here. And that's in a large part.
You're dodging my point.
What's the point?
Was there ever a society that was acceptable for men to be submissive?
What do you mean submissive?
That's what I mean.
What do you mean submissive? Like take it in the ass?
No, just like a more like docile, passive role of the relationship that was always seen as
yes. In ancient Greece, men were expected to be the chaste, like reserved ones. Women were the ones who were expected to be the sexually aggressive ones. Women were the ones who were considered to
Wait,
be
no,
the,
no, wait. Greece was like the Athens and the Warriors. Oh my God!
well, there were different city
Please,
states and
please, please show me this.
what?
Please show me your evidence. I actually do need evidence. Put it in the
I don't
general
have
Discord.
historical sources for you.
I can't believe this. I cannot. You do know that Greece was the same place with like the Athens Warriors, where
Yeah,
people
wait, do you know
would
what
go
the
to the
Athenians were
pits
doing when
fight
they
in
weren't
water.
fighting wars?
Yeah, they were at home
They were all fucking each
training.
other in the ass. They had completely different standards when it comes to what we like femininity and masculinity and sexuality. They had completely different standards. Like I'm not a history major. I don't have like an archive of collected links, but I encourage you, if you look throughout history, there are so many examples of men, or what we would consider today to be men, being feminine and being socially accepted. For fuck's sake, in India they had a third gender. I forget its name, but if I remember correctly, it was largely people who we would consider to be biologically male, adopting a more conventionally feminine social role, and they were accepted. It was the third gender. Like, that was just a thing they could be. The
Yes,
Hirja, yeah,
that
Hijra.
was like one society.
Wait, you
Like
can't.
people can
Wait.
go
If
against
wait,
biology.
no, that's not just one society. That's one society I can remember. And if
All right,
one
no, let me
society,
tell you about Greece. Do you know who was the top dog of Greece? It wasn't a woman. It was a guy called Zeus, and Zeus is what made God pretty much culturally. It wasn't like the man was always on top of on that society. Zeus in the Greek mythos.
you got me.
Why, why, why? Zeus, Vosh. You don't need to search this up. I'm talking about Zeus
Yep, you got me.
and the Greek mythos.
Yeah, he had a beard, right?
Yes, he had the beard.
All right.
All right, we're getting off point. We're getting off track. We're getting
Got
off
any
track.
last
Can we
words for
get
the
back?
stream?
Can we get back to
Do
what
you
we're
have
saying?
any final words? Any socials you want to shout out?
Why? Like, are you saying that you lost, Vosh?
I mean, I don't have a counter to the Zeus argument.
All right. So let's get back to that point we're at.
All right, I love you.
All right.
All right, peace out.